Hello again. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that revolves around religion. So if you do not want to hear me talk about religion, especially in a negative way, please go find a cute video about something else. I wanted to choose this topic even though I promised myself I wouldn't talk about anything that revolved around religion or politics, because this morning my mother gave me a ride to school and she asked me what my opinions were on creationism and end times. I'm going to throw this at my cat. He's being really obnoxious right now. She really seriously wants to know what my opinions are on these things, even though she knows they're going to be the opposite of hers. And we somehow got to the topic of free will. I said to her, I don't agree with the Bible saying that we have free will, because the Bible itself, the Christian Bible, contradicts the fact that we have free will in merely saying that God is omniscient, omnipotent, always there, knows everything, and always just is always. He knows what's going to happen next. He knows what has happened, what is happening, and what is to come. And I think that conflicts with the very idea of God giving the human race free will. So why would God give us free will if he already knows what's going to happen? That they cancel each other out. And I was talking to her about the end times. God himself has planned the end times according to the Bible. He knows what number of people are not going to be raptured. And I thought about this, and a certain percentage of the world is going to burn in hell forever. Forever. They're going to be doomed upon birth, upon the idea of them being conceived. And I thought that was really messed up, and my mom was trying to disagree with me about it. But if God has already had everything planned for the entire existence of the human race, the only race that has the cognitive ability to believe in him, then what's the point of free will at all if he knows what's going to happen? And she's like, we can choose what we get to do. We can choose if we want to be doomed or if we want to go to heaven. And I was just like, that doesn't make sense because God already knows what we're going to choose. And she was trying to argue with me about it and about how I'm going in circles about this stuff and repeating myself. But I wasn't, because I was just trying to get it through her head that free will conflicts with God knowing everything. She's like, how much have you read of the Revelation book? And I went to church for the first 17 years of my life. I still go maybe 3 times a year for special occasions and holidays. And I know a pretty vast amount of things about the Bible and about my family's religion, which is Christianity. And disclaimer, I guess, I'm not a very religious person, even though I do know a lot about my family's religion. So I thought it's just strange, why should we be given free will if God Almighty already knows what we're going to do, what we're going to say, down to the minutest detail? I feel like I'm getting too personal, but that is one of the reasons that I stopped going to church, one of the reasons that I stopped being so religious. I am so far from religious. I have respect for religious people, but a lot of the time they confuse me. I can't argue this back with my parents because their religion is so important to them that me having something like that to say is like blasphemous. And the conversation will be over before I actually have time to get my point across. And if you're watching this and you're totally offended, but at the same time you have a point to make that will help me understand how free will and God knowing exactly what's going to happen, what the next 3 words I'm going to say are, down to the minutest detail, like when I'm going to blink next, then let me know, how do those things go together and at the same time make sense? Because they don't make sense to me. I probably won't make another video about religion for a very long time, if ever. And the only reason I'm doing this right now is because there's no one home with me right now. I couldn't do this if there was anyone else home. They would be on my case. A question for you. Have you ever thought that something in your religion or someone else's religion didn't make sense in the fact that 2 separate parts of their religion completely conflicted to the point of canceling each other out? I know this is going to cause potential uh, comment wars, but I haven't gotten any comments like more than 2 on any video ever, so whatever, go ahead, have fun, just post your response to that in the comment section. If you get a response on it, just don't read it. Just be nice to yourself. Because religion on the internet is just not a good place to put religion. So, yeah, that's all.